almost as if you'd like somebody to just take his money away and say, no, don't spend this.
We got Big Daddy Dev.
What's up, Dev?
Yo, what up?
Hi,
We got
Dad.
Connor here too. He's here
Hey,
making his podcast debut.
Sota Pod debut.
Start
Is
him
his
out.
middle name Bedard or McDavid?
No comment.
Thank God he looks more like his mother.
That the ironic part is he looks exactly like I did when I was a baby.
I can't even see him. I just wanted to call you ugly.
I know. Yeah, I know.
I love you, though.
I love you too, buddy. You're really handsome. It very much bothers me.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just, if you want to run that again, just keep playing that. That's the
Cut that
teaser for
promo
this
one more
episode.
time.
That's the promo for this episode. Tarps off. Let's go.
All right. Yeah. Why not?
Oh,
I'll do like a half. We'll do like a half tarps off because my HOA is like out and about right now. Like they're literally like I can see them down the street.
you got in
Good
trouble
Lord.
because I saw you throw tarps off in your boneyard.
We don't know this. We don't know for sure, but I don't want to tempt fate. You know.
Imagine having to explain to people that you got in trouble with the HOA because they saw you take your shirt off. And they're like, Jesus Christ, we got to do something about this. Like, we can't have that happen ever
This
again.
man is an
They're
absolute
families.
menace.
His son was right there.
We have a man derobing in his backyard in front of a young child.
Hey, Jerry.
Well, now that Dev's here, we should have him explain every single one of his picks. Because
Oh, yeah, this will be good.
So you can start with the Atlantic.
If
Talk
it
us
makes
through
you
it.
feel better, Dev, Jessi made all of hers hung over on Tito because Tito is the inferior vodka.
That's true. Yeah. Shit compared to
And-
Northland.
Yeah.
All right. I mean, I'm looking at Jessi's picks. Did she forget that half of the Bruins retired?
Yes.
Shut
Okay,
up,
cool.
dude. Fuck you. I think it's perfect.
I mean, like, you know, I say that, but I also like there's a world where they finish first. They're really good. You know, what's the line? The Bruins always find a way. Yeah. Okay. So what do you want to do? But you want me to just defend saying the Leafs going first?
No, 'cause I think everyone's just
Yeah.
talk about your picks. What were the ones that like really gave you pause, if any? What were the big decisions you made?
So with the Atlantic Division, I truly believe this. I was telling Hoppy, I can make a case for pretty much any one of those teams making the playoffs. You know, the one I'm probably going to get the most grief for is Montreal because I feel like everybody kind of sees them as like 2 or 3 years away. But there's a world where they step up. I'm a firm believer. I am absolutely picking up what Marty St. Louis is putting down. So I'm a big fan of that. You know, if we're kind of working our way up, the Wings, I have the Wings last, but like with like the caveat of like last in the Atlantic is probably going to be like 82 points. You know, I don't think there's like any bad teams in this division. I really like what the Florida Panthers are doing. I'm a little bit biased, but to me, excuse me, I'm a little bit biased because I got some friends down there, but to me, the Panthers, I think, are in a position where they can really of what they did last year, and I'll eat my crow. I was not as high on the Paul Maurice hire, and I was pretty openly. I thought it was not a great hire, and for the first 7 or 8 weeks of the season last year, I appeared to be vindicated, and then in January, end of January, mid-February, they kind of figured it out, and they basically played playoff hockey from like mid-February to the all the way to the Stanley Cup Finals, because they were so far behind the 8 ball. So I think that they will probably figure out a way to not spot everybody 8 to 12 points. So I like their chances to finish high in that division. Same with the Sabres. Obviously they didn't make the playoffs, but I'm doing this to myself. I do it every year. I get really high on the Sabres in the offseason. I like what they've done, everything, all their different moves. And then they start hot. They win they go 7-2-2 in their first 11. And, we're all like, oh yeah, the Sabres, they're back. And then they absolutely shit the bed come Christmas time. And for whatever reason, I don't think that's going to happen this year. And I've said that for now 4 years in a row. So this is the year. This is the year that I'm right.
Charm.
Yeah. Nobody. How many years has it been since the Sabres have made it to the playoffs? 9, 11, some of that. Never forget. Marlo says he refuses to believe in Buffalo, and I don't fucking blame him. But I'm doing it.
Somebody has to.
Your unhinged pick in the Metro compared to consensus was the Islanders. Go off.
Yeah. I don't even remember where I had the Islanders exactly. I know they were high, 3 maybe.
Sure.
Yeah. Similar logic to the Sabres, where I feel like they're a better team than they showed last year. Overall, the last 2 years they've been they have kind of the opposite of the Sabres, where they start like absolute dog shit and then they just kind of can't, catch up. The team is not and has never really been built to come back, and that works both in terms of specific individual games and also apparently the playoff standings. So, when they don't have a 22 game road trip to start the season and a bunch of weird freak injuries, and I feel like they lost a lot of overtime games. So if they flip a couple of those, they were, I don't know. To me, they're one of those teams that was close. They were close most of last year, and I feel like the danger obviously is that they're not a super young team, but the upside is that they're a team that underperformed last year that really should be better this year. And that was kind of my thought, is that I think that they'll kind of have an upswing there. Wasn't what's his face with 3 names? Wasn't he hurt last year? Most of the year, I'm completely blanking now.
I don't know his face.
JGP, is he still with them?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like he was hurt a lot last year. Is that accurate or not?
Could be. Couldn't tell you.
All
Okay.
I know for sure is that he's an aging player that has a lot of term. So he's an Islander.
He's old balls.
Well,
But that, yeah. Well, the term doesn't really matter for this season, I don't know. Who's their marquee guy? The guy that's I'm handsome dude. He's 26. Signed a
Martin.
yeah. What? Martin?
Matt Barzal.
Barzal. Yeah. Yeah. I feel like everybody was upset that he kind of underperformed last year, and I feel like he was maybe hurt a decent amount, but
Dude,
maybe not.
he was pacing to go 0-82 over the course of the season.
I was
That's
so
right.
scared. I was
I remember.
so
Okay,
sad
yeah,
when
yeah.
he scored a goal. When he scored,
I know.
he went 17 straight assists without a goal. I was
Him and
loving
Quinn
it.
Hughes, everyone was waiting, just praying that they wouldn't score a goal.
Ugh,
And we were kind of, I remember it got to the point where it was kind of like what the Phillies did with Bryce Harper, where we were almost waiting for his own home crowd to start fucking with him. Because I feel like if there's a fan base in the NHL that is most closely related to the Philadelphia Phillies, I don't think it's the Flyers. I think it's probably the Islanders, because the Flyers fans are just unhinged, whereas I feel like Phillies fans are less less unhinged and more just kind of over it. And that to me feels like Islanders fans.
Fair.
Side note: JG Pajot played 70 games last year.
Okay, so he was not hurt as much as I thought. I thought he was 60 something, but
Barzal was hurt.
He was hurt. He wasn't
a
injured.
ton of the year. Yeah, exactly.
Hurt, not injured.
Yeah,
Good distinction.
Barzal was hurt for a lot of last year to the point where they weren't sure if he was going to play in the playoffs. Then he came back.
I do. You know what? Now that you say that, I do remember that. Yeah, it was the playoff issue there.
Real quick, Dev, you were
Yo.
the highest on the Minnesota Wild. Care to explain
At
why you're
3?
so confident?
Who did
3 was
everybody
the
else
highest.
have?
3 was the highest. Explain
I had him at
yourself.
3.
Who?
I'm with you, Dev.
What
You
did
guys
everybody
are
else have at
assholes.
3?
You guys are
What did
assholes. Everyone had him at 3 except Jessi at 4.
Okay, I was like, what the hell?
What I said wasn't untrue. I just wanted to hear you frazzled.
I was very confused because,
You
I
had
had him at 7.
to me, the division, if you were to tier it, is like, Colorado, Dallas, 1, 2 in whatever order, Wild 3 and an island on their own, and then Blues, Nashville, maybe Winnipeg if you're feeling generous in the next tier, and then and Arizona, and then in the bottom tier all by themselves is Colorado or Chicago, not Colorado. Wow, that would be a fun little twist of fate. Yeah, I think the Avalanche are going to go. They're going to finish 8th in the Central Division. Yeah, that's my hot take.
Jessi had them at 7, so
That's what happens when you drink Tito's, folks.
Had
Bad
him
beer.
Instead of that sweet Northland vodka.
Every division, everyone's picks would pop up on the screen, and there would be one team where she was like, "I put them where?" The Anaheim one was by far the best. She's got that fucking lighting.
her defense of the Canadians was enjoyable though.
Yeah, she goes, hold on, I gotta go, but let me defend my Canadian pick. I don't really know anybody on that team other than Cole Caulfield, so I don't really know why I put them there. All right, goodbye.
Not Dev's
That's a
crying.
good defense.
Yeah, it was such a bad pick for her to put them where they did that your son is very upset about it. Like we could.
Yeah, that makes sense.
He
That
heard
makes
Tito's
sense.
and started crying.
It's a smart man right there.
Also true. Dude, I can't wait. So my wife is upstairs, and she's going to probably... And there's my neighbors again. Hey, what's up? My wife is upstairs, and she doesn't even know that I hopped on here. So she's gonna come down in a minute and be like, thinking I'm still downstairs watching football. And she's going to come down and see that Connor and I are out on the patio, and now I'm half shirtless. And she's going to be
HOA
very...
just called you into child services, and the kid's being taken away.
Yeah, she's going to be very
tough
confused.
day.
But then I'm going to be like, look at him. He's cool. He's making his podcast debut. And then she'll be like, okay, I don't care.
Killing it.
Sort of beauty.
No, yeah, Z, your line earlier, my brother got me pretty good. So, like, he looks exactly like if you were, like, to split the difference between what my brother and I look like as babies. And my brother goes, he looks really cute. He looks just like you. Too bad that's not going to be very good for him for much longer. I was like, damn, got me.
All right, man. He's been alive for 12 seconds. That's pretty rude. Like, Jesus Christ, man.
I was like, shit.
He's just bored. You're just throwing terrible vibes this way.
Yeah, man. I was like, well, shit, he's got some of your DNA too, man. That's a self-burn there.
Yeah, all right, man. Like, simmer down. That's rude. That's your nephew.
What are we
Yeah,
at right now?
by the way-
Have like 7 or 8 weeks for the kid?
6.5 if we're doing the whole
6.5.
like. Yeah, I know how you love to be specific.
Yeah, how many days? That's what I'm gonna go with.
6. Let's see, 42, 43, 44, 46 days, 45 days.
45 days old.
See, everyone that gets really
What does
uptight
this
about
even mean?
calling babies by their like exact month, like everyone's that's just like 13 months. If I was you, Dev, I would piss everyone off. He's 0. He's 0 years old. Yeah.
I'm gonna start doing
Right.
that.
People
I really
lose
like
it.
that. I
People
really like
lose
that.
They're like, well, that's not even an age. I'm like, well,
Evan and I have
speak
discussed
it.
this. As soon as they're past 12, if you use
Months.
months,
Crazy.
I'm not going to be about it.
My
Like,
my
I
my
have
thought
to-
process. My thought process is, if you get to like whatever the next like milestone is, so like however many days. Okay, cool. Now it's however many weeks. All right, cool. However many months after that, then years. Like you just don't go back a metric, right?
It's crazy.
Reasonable.
That's my very basic thought. By the way, you can't buy them anymore, but go to the 10K shop, buy hats, buy merch with the sick gritty logo on it.
For real,
It is
Marlo.
apparently really bad
Great
luck.
logo.
It's apparently bad luck, but man, this logo is fucking sick.
It is so cool. I need you guys to do a purple one with the yellow logo. Jack already knows.
This in purple with yellow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Purple hat. yellow
I have that. I have that in a hoodie,
Oh,
and it looks. I have purple hoodie, yellow logo, and it looks sick. Yeah, shameless plug for Marlo's design as he's sitting here talking shit.
oh, Dev, you're supposed to be noticed that Seahawks are leading 22-20.
Sick. Good to know. Against the Panthers, obviously. So, yeah, that'll be fun.
There you go.
Good to know. Thank you, Andrew. Appreciate the assist.
I don't think you did anything wild in the Pacific, so nothing too exciting there.
Who's the one team that
The
like,
Pacific. I didn't
make
even
the
realize
playoffs?
it.
Who's the one team that you've got like other than the Sabres? I guess because we just talked about the Sabres, but like, is there one team this year that you're like they've been missing the playoffs like last year, last couple of years, but this year they're going to just light it up?
It's the Sabres for me. I'm gonna hitch my wagon to them. I don't think they'll make the, but I think the Yotes will be frisky. I think they'll be fun. Not good enough to make the playoffs. Mostly because I don't think. I don't know.
See the reason they won't make it?
And Zucker, it's really Dumba and Zucker. They're really bringing the team energy down. No, I think with both of those guys, excuse me, with both those guys, they're gonna actually. I really do think that like those are two dudes that are just like such good human beings to have around, and like they're gonna help all the young dudes. Obviously, Hoppy, I know you must be thrilled that Logan Cooley is just like, you know what? Actually, out in second thought, I am gonna go to Arizona. I like what they're doing here.
You know what? It wouldn't have been fair.
Yeah, you would have been
Gophers
guaranteed a
need to,
national championship.
Yeah, I don't want an asterisk next to the natty at home. So
A Mickey Mouse natty because you had what would be amount to like 3 top 5 picks.
yeah, not a big deal.
No. Yeah, I don't know. Wanted to get like exciting and fun. I really like. I didn't put a ton of the Zucker breakaway. That man, I love him. I love him to death. But is there a player in NHL history that has fewer goals off of breakaways? Because that he generates so many like
Patrick Stefan.
yeah, he'll be
Greatest clip of all time.
I added that to your clip from that on Thursday, Z.
It's so good.
just so
It's the most unbelievable.
It's even worse how the commentator just fucking carves him.
Oh, that like literally like it just ended his career too. Like brutal.
That happens. Yeah, I don't know. I wanted to get funny in the Pacific, but like I was looking at it and I'm like, no, I don't know. I don't think any of these teams change very much. And like the Ducks still have like half of their best guys like unsigned.
2.
Yeah, I mean, of the guys that have, so like, because it's Zegras and yeah, Drysdale, they're unsigned, but like they have like, so then of that like young core, then they have Troy Terry signed, and then who else do they have that's signed in that same
McTavish?
In that like this is our future
Hellweger.
core. McTavish is signed. I thought he was just for this. I thought he was one more year.
He's on his ELC.
That's why his ELC was up after this year. Signed long term.
Doesn't he have 2 more years? Maybe not.
He might. I don't know. I thought it was 1, but I could be wrong. I'm not going to sit here and that I know the
It might
Ducks
be.
contract
might
situation
be-
super well because
It might be too, because I remember the year after, like the season once he got drafted, his first year, like he lit it up for like 8 games, and they sent him back to avoid that 9th game or whatever. But I can't remember if he came back later in the year at all. I don't think he did, so he might have too.
That
Sheet. I can bring it up.
that does sound familiar. I think
Um,
that does sound familiar. I think you're right, Z.
the thing that was interesting with the Zegras thing, though, was all like the insiders with Anaheim were saying like it's not going very cordial, and then people started throwing out that like
Not good.
Buffalo's starting to sniff around to see like
Oh.
if they could make a move for him. McTavish has this
What's
year
going
and next
back
year.
in that kind of a deal?
Did I hear that
I
right?
don't
You
know.
said Buffalo is sniffing around Zegras.
Yeah, that's what people were like speculating.
Holy
I think
shit.
that Buffalo would be very interested in like
That
doing
would be
something to
so
see if they
fun.
could see-
Like, what's
I
going
can't
back?
imagine. I can't imagine that would happen. But
Like, they're basically asking
Have
for
Verbeek do it.
Cousins in that swap.
mhm.
Pat Verbeek, do it.
I'd rather have Cousins.
Yeah,
You'd rather have Nick Cousins than
not Nick Cousins, you lunatic. Ugh, I fucking hate that guy.
I had
will
to. It
never
was right
forget-
there.
I will never forget.
I can't
when-
believe you just threw out Z's trigger name.
I will never forget the game.
I
that-
didn't. I don't think I knew that it was a trigger name.
The Bruins were playing the Canadians, and Marchand was relentlessly chirping Nick Cousins when he was there, and like Pierre Maguire was between the benches, and he was like, "Oh man, I'll tell you, Brad Marchand is giving it to Nick Cousins. He just let him know how the rest of his team feels about him." So basically, like the rudest thing you could say is like your own teammates don't even like you. Everyone fucking hates you on your team, which apparently is what he said. And like a week later, Cousins got traded. That was just like that is so brutal, dude. That was great. Oh, I fucking hate that loser. He's such a loser. He's such a fucking loser, dude. I can't
not
even
gonna-
talk anymore though because he.
I don't
just
think I
didn't-
realized how strong you felt about Nick Cousins.
It's great too because
I
he's
hate
such
him.
like a player's guy. Like he doesn't shit on anyone, but as soon as Nick Cousins comes up, just scorched earth every time.
the-
Yeah, no, he's
so-
directly in my crosshairs at all times.
For those keeping score at home, the shit list for Z: Alex Pietrangelo, Nick Cousins, Jordan Binnington. Does that sound about right?
Yeah, that's a fair representation, I would say.
Am I missing anybody?
The minivan man is. I think he may always be at the top. I fucking hate that guy.
I put him first for a reason.
He's so brutal. I can't even believe the amount of scrums he comes in late and then just like comes from behind and starts face washing and pretending like he's gonna fight somebody and then does absolutely nothing. Unbelievable.
Fake tough guy.
The biggest fake stuff.
I had a friend down here who I'm gonna place this. I'm gonna place the bet with him. He has a bookie who basically had odds over under Binnington fights 0.5 for the season, and I'm hammering the over, even though I know that the league will come in and protect him, and he's just a giant fucking baby, and his fucking nose is bigger than his dick, and just all that shit. Like,
Wow.
Welcome to the world, Connor.
anyway, yeah. No, yeah. So the Binnington. Here's some breaking news for you. It's obviously alleged and unconfirmed, but my brother living in St. Louis does have its perks because I get to hear some of the dirt from my brother's wife's slutty friends, basically.
Oh, Jesus.
So yeah, sounds like Binner is not packing too much heat.
Oh my god!
It's the
I did
scuttlebutt.
not think that's where we were going with that one. Holy shit!
R.I.P.
There you go, Joe Mama.
Anyway,
R.I.P.
yeah, that's where we're at as a society.
Oh,
Here it is from our Our boy John Robinson Z. Hunt took a stick in the face, no call, and Everson actually controlled his reaction with refs.
I'm not gonna. I actually almost tweeted out
Wait.
that Everson was like clearly about to like go scorched earth, and you see it. He just does a thing where like the classic Everson, where he just goes,
Wait.
Quiver.
I've been out of the loop. Is this referring to Brad Hunt or Damon Hunt?
Damon Hunt, he got hurt bad again, and he took
No!
like an elbow for a shoulder
Shit!
directly to the face. And Everson was so close to just going snap show, and right before he started teeing off on the ref, he did the.
Hoppy, do we
Let
have
me
a
do it.
ball? Do we have a ball tally for today's stream?
Let me
We
do
get
it.
you over. That's all. I know.
I'll go scorched earth on him. That's my dude. Whoever fucks with Damon Hunt, fucking with me too. Let's go.
Brad Hunt did
Dude.
play, did he not?
Yeah, he was getting a whole. So unfortunately, the only stream available was with the fucking Avs commentary, which is top 5 most brutal in the league.
Yeah, they're
And
boring.
first of all, when
pretty bad.
the Hunt thing happened, like, what's his face on color commentary was like, obviously, like, yeah, look at that. He's not trying to blah blah blah. It was so incidental, so accidental, and like, I mean, he's like, by the way, in the old days, that was a good hit, and it was just like, Jesus Christ, bro, give it up. I think it was fairly. It wasn't anything like super malicious or anything like that, but he was just like, it was insufferable. But yeah, no, Everson was close, and he just like literally, it looked like his shirt was just about to go like rip, because he just did a thing where he just like looks like he's
Like
getting
this?
like chills. He's like, stop, don't do it, Dean, don't do it. Look at that, exactly. What if he?
Well,
That
dude,
would have been incredible.
His
If he
brother
did that.
Mike on Twitter was just unhinged about it.
Oh my god. But yeah, no, they gave a nice little soliloquy on Brad Hunt too. They called him Mr. Hockey.
Sure, why not?
He's a beauty.
I
I got nothing against Brad Hunt. I love Brad Hunt.
Any,
Um,
I'm up for any Brad Hunt hype. I love him. I love that guy.
What about his brother Mike? Yeah, I know. I heard somebody say it.
Mm-hmm. Known brother.
Yeah, known brother. Listen, with just my parting words will be a cheap shot against all of Colorado media, because like it feels like all of their teams and all of their like different form like outlets suck. Like,
Yeah.
fucking daters out there. They've got bottom 5 broadcast in the NHL, bottom 5 broadcast in the NBA. Their NBA broadcast is just boring as hell. I mean, they employ fucking
Because
Sean
it's an
Payton.
NBA broadcast.
Huh?
It's because it's an NBA broadcast.
I mean that too, but like the T-Wolves up in, I didn't touch it last year with the new guy, but like the T-Wolves, they would have these terrible teams and like a top 3 broadcast in the country. It was so funny because you'd be watching like Nikola Pekovic from 3, and you're like, what the? Yeah, okay, they've cut the lead down from 121 to 73. Everybody,
I loved the thing that they would
then
do
now that they're
whenever
good.
Pekovic would score, and they'd be like, Nikola.
Nikola.
Best ever.
That and anybody that knows where in the world is Nikola Pekovic is like a real one. Like, to me, I'm not a big fan of keeping fandom, but if you don't know where in the world is Nikola Pekovic and you're over the age of like 15, to me, don't even bother being a Timberwolves fan because you're just a bandwagon fan.
I won't bother being a Timberwolves fan.
Wow.
Yeah, that's fair. See? For the uninitiated, for anybody that doesn't know what I'm talking about, they used to like this, anybody who doesn't know Nikola Pekovic, he's like 7'2" Serbian dude who is apparently like a drug lord now, which is great. But like he's this like really like lanky, goofy looking dude, and they would do the "Where in the World is Carmen Sandiego" intro, and it would just like awkwardly green screen Nikola Pekovic just kind of like hopping through the screen. It was fucking hilarious. And then they would do the like, "Where in the world is," and he would just pop up and be like, Nikola Pekovic. It was hysterical. If you've seen it, go Google it. I know it's on YouTube. It's very, very funny for 30 seconds of your time.
Nice.
But yeah, that'll be my final words before I take a little Connor boy, because let's just say one of the two people on this patio have shit themselves, and I'm not going to say who, because I'll leave it up to the imagination.
It's not Connor.
It might not have been Connor. I'm not going to say it was definitely Connor. I'm not going to say it was definitely not Connor.
Yeah, way to
Could have
throw
been me.
your
Could have been
newborn
him.
right under the bus. Way to really
Connor-
sear your newborn. That's unbelievable.
Connor's reaction when he's not the one that shits his pants.
And my wife is also staring out the door with the look of like, wait a minute, why is this happening? Why are you shirtless? Why is your shirt off?
Double middle finger right now. Just
Yeah. All right. Anyway, somebody shit in my pants. You are all very handsome and wonderful gentlemen. I'll talk to you later. I'm gonna go change my poopy pants. Toodles.
What a great cameo to end it off.
Unhinged.
He's such a beauty, dude. I love that guy.